Hello, Pisces, and welcome to my channel, King Stevon Tarot. This will be a general weekly reading. Keep in mind that this reading is general and will not resonate with everyone. I will be using the Night Sun Tarot deck. I will be using the Trident of Shiva spread, which is a 5-card spread. It will be 3 major arcanas to represent your past, present, and future, and 2 minor arcanas that will clarify those messages. The first card from your minor arcanas will represent the advantage of the situation, and the second card of your minor arcanas will represent the disadvantage of the situation. Okay, so with that said, Pisces, we're going to go ahead and start off with the major arcanas. We're going to go ahead and give those a good shuffle. Okay. I hope all is well with you guys. And again, for anyone that has worked with the Night Sun Tarot deck and is familiar with this deck, you know how to read the deck as well as organize the spread. If you are unclear on how to read the Night Sun Tarot deck, research will be your best friend. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Spirit, is there any messages that you have for the sign of Pisces concerning finance, career, love, wellness? Spirit, is there any messages that you have for the sign of Pisces concerning wellness, love, career? Oh, got a jumper. Your first card is the Emperor. All right, Pisces. I see you already standing in your power, honey. You ain't playing. Oh, yes. That Sagittarius energy popping up, that Temperance. All right. You got the Emperor and the Temperance back to back. You are definitely standing in your power. But I also, what I'm getting is, I feel like it's a lot. I feel like you have a lot on your plate, Pisces. Spirit, can we get one more card for the sign of Pisces? One more card. I feel like it's a lot. You got a lot on your plate, and it may be stressing you out a little bit. Whew. The Hermit. Yeah. You are about to go solitude on that ass. All right, now we're going to go ahead and shuffle the minor arcana, okay? And these, again, will be the 2 clarification cards for your major arcanas. The first will represent the advantage of your situation. The second will represent the disadvantage of your situation, okay? Spirit, can we get 2 cards to clarify the messages that you set forth for Pisces? Spirit, can we get 2 messages to clarify? Oh, wait. Hold on. Spirit said, no, you wait. Hold on. Oh, and 2 actually flipped over. Okay. All right. The 2 clarifications are the 4 of Cups. Okay. And we are looking at the 8 of Wands. All right. Let's get into it, Pisces. Let's get into it. Just want to pick these cards up. Okay. And again, Pisces, you guys are starting off with the Emperor. Okay. And normally when you see the Emperor, that definitely falls under Aries energy. So either you have a placement in Aries, or you may know an Aries or may be involved with an Aries. But this card speaks of stability and strength, also rationalism and equilibrium, conquest, a protector. It can also represent an abuse of power, okay? When you see the Emperor, you want to ask yourself, Pisces, how is my material life involved, evolving, and what am I building? Okay, so like I said, I believe that around this time, you guys are really, really in your power. Okay, you're manifesting, you're really doing a lot of things that you want to do. Um, but you also need to just ask yourself, as far as your material life and the evolution of that, what are you building? I kind of feel like that you guys are doing a lot, and it's for you to not be all over the place. What I'm getting from spirit is for you guys to narrow it down. Okay, it's okay to be the jack of all trades, but the jack of all trades does one thing at a time. Okay, and intuitively, just with the Temperance card being the second card, I can already see that it's a little overwhelming for you guys. I feel like it's a little overwhelming. Um, I feel like you guys may feel like that, hey, I made a bit off a little more than I can chew. Now, mind you, your second card, the Temperance, that's also a Sagittarius, that falls under Sagittarius energy, and I'm actually a Sagittarius myself. So I know all about biting off more than I can chew. As Sagittarius is, as a fire sign, period, we take on a lot. So when I see the Temperance in your energy, that's further letting me know that you have a lot that's going on, and right now you're kind of looking at your plate like, I think I'm a little full. Okay. Um, the Temperance also can just represent adapting. So I think that you're trying to adapt to the many things that you're taking on. Um, Also, it can represent circulation. So again, I feel like a lot of things that you're doing or getting into, you kind of want it to circulate, whether that can be something you're putting money into, you may want that to circulate back around. But just remember, whatever you're putting in motion to circulate back around to you in a 360, make sure it's not harmful. Make sure it's not karmic lessons. Okay, because that's what I'm kind of getting. Like, I'm kind of getting that with all this, whether it's business, any type of opportunity, make sure you are learning the necessary lessons so you don't have a circulation of bad cycles. Okay, this can also speak of reconciliation, harmony, protection, cooperation, serenity. It can also be a little disorder. The Temperance can bring a little disorder, so that just confirms what I said about just you having a lot on your plate. That can definitely bring a sense of disorder. Um, but I feel like if you don't narrow it down, it can bring a lot of misunderstandings with the people around you, and with those misunderstandings, I believe it can bring a sense of coldness, which doesn't surprise me because the Hermit card is right after her. So I believe that due to these misunderstandings, because I believe that with everything that you're doing, everybody's not going to understand what you're doing, Pisces. They're not going to understand it. They're not going to be for it. And it's going to bring misunderstandings. But I think that you're kind of going to look at them and kind of just be like, fuck off. But it's kind of going to make you cold to people. Um, but I want to go further into the reading before we jump to any type of conclusions. But just remember, when you see the Temperance card, you again want to ask yourself, to what must I restore equilibrium in order to reach my objectives? So again, with all this that you got going on, you need to bring some type of balance. You need to bring some type of balance, and maybe that's where the misunderstandings is coming in at with the people around you. Maybe some people are trying to tell you to narrow it in, and you ain't trying to hear it because you feel like you can take it on, and it again brings up those misunderstandings, and it drives you to be cold. Okay, but we're going to get further into that instead of jumping to conclusions. So the next one will be the Hermit card, and that also falls under Virgo energy. Okay, this can speak of a positive crisis, also silence, detachment, isolation, secrets. It can also represent self-sacrifice. slowness, and stagnancy. Okay, so I believe that due to these misunderstandings, it's kind of going to get you down, Pisces, to the point that it's like, why don't people around me understand what I'm trying to do? Instead of congratulating me, or instead of lifting me up, or instead of giving me my props that I'm able to handle so many things, why don't they just give me my flowers for it? And I think that you're kind of just backing away from everybody and saying, you know what, I'm just going to back away, and I'm going to keep it moving. But also, I feel like I need to tell you this. If you look right at the bottom of that card, okay, you can kind of see that there's a snake at the bottom of his robe. And spirit is kind of telling me, Pisces, that while you're in this hermit mode, be careful. Okay? Be careful, because I feel like with everything that you're doing and with everybody trying to tell you to narrow it down, be careful that while you're in solitude and you're doing your thinking, that these same people that try to tell you to narrow it down isn't trying to maybe steal an idea, or take something from you, or they're not trying to get you to narrow it down so they can take it on. Because again, if you narrow it down and you let it go, and you don't work on it no more, and you just solely work on whatever other things you got going on, they can take the idea for themselves. Okay, so that snake means something. I felt like I needed to say that. So while you're in this hermit mode, keep your eyes open. Okay. um Now, again, just be careful about what you share with people also. You may be doing a lot, but you don't have to tell everybody about every little single thing that you're doing. Okay, Pisces, that's what I'm strongly hearing. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into your clarification card, the first one. And your first clarification card will represent the advantages of your situation. And that is the Four of Cups, which falls under Cancer's energy. Also falls under the moon, okay, but this can represent stability, equilibrium, harmony. Also, it can represent stagnation and fatigue. So you kind of see how she's perfectly balancing these cups. Um, that's all good, and she's able to do it. But don't forget to take a little break. Okay? Don't forget to take a little break, because when you start to feel fatigue, that's when the stagnation comes, because now you're taking maybe extra rest, when if you'd have got the proper sleep, the time you're taking this extra rest could have actually been a time where you were being more productive in whatever you're doing. So again, if you overwork yourself and you don't get the proper rest, eventually that will bring a form of stagnation. Okay, because you can potentially burn yourself out. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your second clarification card, which will represent your disadvantages. Okay, and the Eight of Wands, it actually falls under Sagittarius energy, also Mercury. Okay, and this can speak of regrets and uncertainties. Okay, so I think that in your case, Pisces, you can't, like, I'm feeling like you have to get out of your head. I feel like your disadvantage would be being in your head, um, reminiscing about things that didn't work out, um, being uncertain that you can balance these cups. As you can see, she's perfectly balancing these cups, but in her head, she like, oh my God, am I doing it right? Oh my God, am I standing right? Oh my God, am I? Get out of your head. If you want to maintain this perfect posture, if you want, recognize that you're doing it right. Recognize that whatever you're doing it correctly. Just don't burn yourself out. But also your disadvantage will be to stay out of your head. That's what I'm feeling like, Pisces. I feel like you need to stay out of your head, okay? Once you have this hermit moment, let it go. Let it go and get back to it, okay? Mind you, a lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. And spirit is telling me to leave it right there. So, Pisces, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this resonated with any of you, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, also the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a video. And I will see you guys on the next spread. Namaste.